Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Pawn 45. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So today, I'm going to be giving you an update on Triple D from G Money again. So I have not gone in detail into these messages yet. We're going to be doing it in real time and scan through as I've done previously on the channel. And then we have two other announcements to go through. So let's see. This was Saturday morning, I believe, because right now it's Sunday morning for me. So yeah, this was Saturday morning. Triple D and Triple D, what is he saying? Love Drip and Triple D. Does anyone have any crazy? Oh yeah, so he was asking to test additional scenarios. So basically from his end, he's got everything working and he's trying to break the contract to see if something isn't working. So like he's really trying to give Forex the green light and show him that he's, you know, done this from every which way. Let's see, we were born legends, spend our lives finding ourselves. Actually already tested that. So how about a scenario where my wallet wins every jackpot? Already tested that. A player can play alone forever and crush. That's cool. So there's always an incentive to get in. We have incremented, what is this? We have incremented by one each time. Can't jump 100 rounds at once. We tested thousands of rounds starting, ending with random plays already. What is this? Multiply the amount of rounds by 3 until it can handle the pressure. That should give an indication if it can take the punch, or just get a group of testers in and test an environment that can go to town. Okay, so they already tested that. Let's see, this is broker logic I built recently that implements a deposit for function on the broker, which is whitelisted to do so on the faucet. That new address needs to have a buddy set, but doesn't need an established faucet. So you can gift your friend a faucet position with drip, BNB, or BUSD, and it needs to be above the minimum allowed faucet entry. Obviously, $3 round, $3 right now. Okay, so that's the 10x, 10 drip you need. Plus, I think there's something else they had mentioned about it doing gas as well. I don't really know, but this is very interesting. Again, like to see these kinds of things being implemented. So this does seem as though, according to Forex, this has now been built to withstand the test of time. It'll now be up to us in the community to ensure that we utilize it. Because remember, there was no drip development outside of the UI. That's what we have to always remember. So I know nobody's happy with the drip price. Remember, we wouldn't even have this sandwiched in between if it weren't for Josh and then Ray and the rest of the team that did bring this up. So although we did get, according to Forex and G Money, a half-baked idea with a lot of holes and they had to rebuild it, it's actually good that they sandwiched it in and kind of made it seem better than what it was, I guess. So that's a blessing in disguise if you look at it that way, because we wouldn't even have this if it weren't for that. Let's see, if they don't have an upline buddy, the player address can't play Triple D. Upline is determined as either a faucet upline or a legit buddy in our buddy contract. The action you actually take before you make your first deposit in the faucet, and the faucet reads your buddy from the contract. So yeah, this is the very first entry in drip. You have to update buddy in order to do anything else. So the logic they put in is just checking to see if you've done that. Cool. Y'all making me feel good having already tested all of your ideas. Yes, always listen to Forex while I know more about what the code is doing in Triple D than he. That's about it. I have blinders on and really and I see he's constantly thinking about Triple D ecosystem and the project at large, how mechanics are aligned and intertwined. I often am going to him for answers myself. Cool. Let's get this thing out. So somebody else presented an idea. He said, yeah, let's get thing out and then let's talk about more shit. So other things to come later on. Pretty much, yeah, I don't want to have to support gifting to multiple people right now. Scope creep maybe is what he was talking about there. Pretty much, yep. Let's see, if 2 people deposit the same amount of tickets for biggest depositor, the address who did it first will remain in the slot. That's good. He mentioned that. Somebody asked me that in my chat and I said that was going to be the case. So remember, the blockchain is just constantly moving. So there's going to be an address or a transaction that is a timestamp before another one. So you can never have a tie because blocks are written and data is transcribed based off of the gas and that address or that transaction. So even though they're written every 3 seconds and maybe 2 people 3 people, 4 people, 5 people got in that same 3-second block, one of them's going to be the first time. There's no way to have all the transactions at the exact same time because time is always moving, right? So it's going to be milliseconds or seconds ahead, and then that person wins. So you can't have a tie. You want to minimize the amount of looping you are doing in Solidity. Accepting an array of addresses for gifting just makes all the downstream logic heavier as you parse the data around. Thought it was interconnected code. Yeah, so this is talking about, if you're not familiar with array, an array is basically a bunch of lines of code that a script reads through. I'd have to type it out and show you, but basically in Solidity, what little I do know and about coding is the longer your code gets and the more times a blockchain has to read through that data to find the information. So if it's running a lot of lines of logic and questions and rechecking within an array, then it gets more expensive, and that can just continue to just get super gas heavy and break the contract eventually. We are at the point where every idea to add something goes under a massive microscope. Not sure this idea would make it through just because of the effect on the current mechanics. Solid idea though. What is this? The entrant would essentially win an airdrop and then use as such. I don't want to go through that. Yeah, you guys stop giving ideas. Wait, let Triple D come out and then share your bullish ideas. Like, that's my take on it. I am a trained yoga teacher and often shoot for humble, but make suggestions about my code, and I shed that side of me. Oh, that's cool. Love your humility, reminds me of my own. Yoga teacher, getting some alpha on G Money. It's not cumulative, it's biggest single deposit. So what was his question? Let's say the biggest deposit at the moment is 1,000 tickets. If I buy 600 plus 500. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's single biggest deposit. Yep. What's the max? 1-to-1. While my loops, LOL, my while loops and for loops are very bullish for drip. Okay, so this is him talking about coding. If you're not familiar with while and for loops, we won't go into that. That's another topic for another day. Is this possibly a reply to what I said? Yes, of course, possible. I don't know what that's about. Every address playing Triple D needs to have a valid upline in the faucet. That's good. I'm deploying to a test net today so we can watch Chainlink work. Then tomorrow, just going line by line through our deployment scripts and seeing if anything stands out. We will likely deploy a frozen copy to mainnet as well to test. My assumption is we'll push the final contract to mainnet in a pause state. So all we have to do is initiate the first round. So this is good to know. So it sounds as though, so this was 11:24. That was last night, just under 12 hours ago. So they're pushing. So today for me, so let's see, he would be doing a push to testnet to see how everything works with Chainlink, and also a frozen copy to mainnet. So essentially, if they're doing a frozen copy to mainnet, this means this is the final thing. Like, you only go to mainnet and if you think things are done. So they're going to have this final version that they've been working on, and then a copy going to testnet so that the people, I guess, in the DAO and the other people doing front end can actually bang on the numbers and contract and see how things work from their side. And then if all goes smooth with them in that environment, then literally that exact same copy is already there on mainnet to be deployed. That's cool. I know exactly what goes into the vault depending on whether you deposit or sacrifice, but I'm determining the amount that is bought. So there has been a lot of questions like this. How will this affect price, volume, etc.? We are doing all of this locally. There is no sell pressure. How much drip does Triple D generate? However much we send to it. So I guess people are trying to figure out like what the volume will look like and what the price action will be. And yeah, there's no way to tell until people actually start putting in real numbers. Long story short, we're focused on delivering the best product. We've done analysis on what it can do, but markets are crazy, driven by emotion. When word gets out that Triple D is a monster, you can test what comes from that. So yeah, this goes out to people in my group that have asked me to run the numbers again, and I already said I'm not running any numbers until we have this out. And I need at least a week's worth of data to make a hypothesis, because yeah, this is way too volatile. I don't know. So I guess somebody asking about six-pack abs. When are you going to get six-pack abs? Oh, I see. So this is like giving a reference to maybe the how the volume and stuff works. So I don't know. I'll have to work at it consistently, focus just on the week and getting the work done each day. At some point down the road, if I remain consistent and focused, I'll look in the mirror and have abs. Same with programming a product of this size. Yeah, great analogy, man. I really like this guy. I like the way he thinks, talks, explains things. Really well versed in kind of like just conversing with the normie. And a great analogy. Maybe it's because I relate to the fitness side and now his yoga. I have no idea. But before I even knew that, he just made sense to me. So if you don't get that analogy, it's very simple to understand about programming. So you can do all the things that you think will work, and you're doing it because based off of science and history, it says if you continue this on a long enough timeline, you will get the result at the end of the day. But you don't know when that will come. So too much work. Do y'all know how the referral system works? Okay, this is good. This is new alpha, maybe broken down a little easier. We've heard it before, but I'm just now reading it from him. When you refer someone, you're rewarded 5% of the tickets they buy using your link. To claim these free tickets, you need to buy tickets and they redeem on a one-to-one basis. That is awesome. So you need the exact amount of tickets bought that you were awarded. We also attempt to redeem your free tickets when your referral buys. In case you buy 5 tickets, then your referrer buys 100. We claim those 5 free tickets for you on your behalf. So you don't get all of them. You only get what you purchase. Man, I love that. Claimable tickets expire after 6 rounds. So you only got 24 hours to get that done. So if you have 100 expiring tickets on a given round, there's an incentive to purchase 100 tickets, giving you 200. And if you don't, then they just don't get claimed. I love that feature. So definitely the vocal people in the community that are talking about how things are impartial, unfair, disadvantages, things of that nature, there are things being adjusted to the mechanics as we speak right now. So this can't fix the old issues, but it's definitely a step in the right direction going forward, 100%. And I think this is due to Forex getting his hands on the contract and looking at the logic, and maybe also hearing some of the sentiment, because remember, these changes have been done within the last month. This was not part of the original logic that was presented by the initial team. So that should again give you guys proof of concept that Forex understands longevity of the contract and probably does not support malicious bad actors based on this new feature. That is insane. Think about that, 1-to-1. I'm gonna do another deep dive on that because I don't think you guys really grasp how important that is to avoid gaming the system with referrals. I'm deploying to a testnet today so we can watch Chainlink work. Then tomorrow, just going line by line through our deployment scripts and seeing if anything stands out. We will likely deploy a frozen copy to mainnet. So he's saying the same thing again. I think maybe they just, re-forwarded. Yeah, that is the exact same thing. Yep. What is this? Gave an update earlier. Okay, missed that. Honestly, so much work didn't work. Honestly, so much didn't work. It was just unreleasable. There was no thought code put towards ending rounds when I joined, first looked at the code. So this is talking about the old team, basically. No, most of it has been writing view only functions. So the front end can grab data more easily, writing tests that target specific scenarios just to make sure things operate. As mentioned, just focus on testnet deployed today, and the rest of the team is finishing other tickets related to drip UI in general. So he's been doing the back end stuff, and I guess the front end guys have been doing their thing. So we will see. All DDD winnings go into the Faucet. Of all players, the vault is going to crush the most, which means we all crush. Yeah, so this means, remember, if nobody wins or there's no players or whatever, no players for a round, then the vault constantly gets all that liquidity. And one more thing, this has been circulating around this poll that Ray put out. So, and his degens Zypher mentioned letting people back in the drip chat. And I know there's others that, don't even think that this is an important milestone because there are some people that don't value any of the information in the drip chat, and that's neither here nor there for this discussion. But it shows a community sentiment with almost 1,400 votes. And I also think this is another case in point of that Forex is taking a look at the things in the ecosystem and the sentiment. And I was told from admins in the drip chat that Forex also told people to not just blatantly ban people, instead start muting. So we now have a poll being put out to let people back in. We have Forex telling the admins to stop banning people, and we have the new gaming mechanics on game theory mechanics on DDD. So to me, this is all a step in the right direction, that change is being heard and taking place. And last but not least, honorable mention, shouts out to Crypto Star Daily. His poll is still up, 20 minutes left on it. I didn't realize that, so covering it right at the end. And it got decent visibility, 5,000 people though. So 10% of the community actually engaged with this, but of that 10%, another 70%. So when you put that aligned with the actual post that Ray put out, poll, you literally have almost identical numbers. Like, if that doesn't tell you something, I know people that watch my channel that are from the I'm a Futter camp don't understand these numbers, but they match up and the sentiment matches up. That's kind of interesting. But shouts out to Cryptstar Daily putting this out, as well as come check out this video on his channel, Doxing Bartertown Ray. This is another great watch. So just want to shout out other, I'm subscribed, I'm not being notified, other content creators in the space. All right, that's all I got. Hope that provides value, and hopefully we see Triple D sooner rather than later. If that provided any value, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.